welcome everybody to another Beyblade news video. And in today we have some important news for the next couple of releases. Both the stuff in the early bit of November, I think that's this Friday or Saturday or something that these are starting to roll out. And then even some stuff about December, which I'm excited about. Concerned and excited and a little bit of confused, who knows. But so far, there was a rental event for Samurai Saber, so I haven't seen too many thoughts on it. It's seeming like it's okay. But basically the event it was another chance to buy Cobalt Dragoon in the black coat, so the prices of that should be going down in the resale market if you want to take a look at that. I saw one from Hong Kong for like 79, which is the lowest I've ever seen it with a little bit of shipping. But of course, a lot of people like to import theirs from Japan because a lot of people use the Japanese version of the app. And how the codes work is you either choose the Hong Kong, Singapore, or Japanese version of the app. And if you want to use those points, you have to use the bays that come from that area. But that's not a big deal. It's just trying to get a cheap version of the Cobalt Dragoon Black Coat, so that's all that matters. But people got to rent it and use it, and that was really cool. So I'm sure someone will release their thoughts on that soon. Uh, Nightmail got a video. I believe they talked about it. It's looking like it's going to be a decent defense type. Of course, we're gonna have to worry about how the bit's gonna do. So who knows? But I'm sure once we get closer to the actual release and people start getting their hands on it, everyone will release their thoughts and we'll see if it's actually any good. I'm thinking it'll be okay as a defense type. I've been using Silver Wolf as a defense type, so I'm not really in too much of a need for a new one, but that sets a great value anyway, so I'd suggest getting your hands on it either way. But the one we actually did get a lot of information about was Crimson Garuda, and more specifically, how the transbit works. So they actually, and credit to all the people I'm using in this, but they did show it off. It was exactly how I was expecting it to go, where it spins and it has plastic tabs on the end, and once it gets to that part of the ratchet, it pops out. Obviously, it's only gonna pop out like once it does an extreme dash. The amount of force needed to turn it enough to where it pops back in might be a little impossible for plastic. But either way, I'm thinking it should be a-okay in total. I don't. It depends on if it can go from high to low because that's just a really versatile bit to have. But I'm thinking it'll just be okay. It's attack heavy in the beginning and then it gets taller, so it'll become more of a defensive bay once it goes on. But yeah, I think it should be okay. Uh, it is a point bit, so I think it'll be pretty versatile, even if the height changing gimmick is a little weird. Otherwise, though, I'm not quite sure. And of course, here on the November 2nd, we'll get more refined thoughts on it, so we can actually, you know, give a good estimate. I think the blade might be interesting because it's supposed, if I remember right, it's supposed to have two sets of blades. One in the upper, one in the lower half, just to take advantage of that height gimmick, which is its whole bit. But uh, otherwise, yeah, I think upcoming soon we should be able to get some more thoughts out on that. But when it comes down to December, they did release some silhouettes that'll be actually revealed in the next Korokoro issue, which should be the 15th of November. So we'll have a little bit of time before then, so we'll get to look at all the new releases, figure out how that goes. Uh, but looking at it, and I think they showed it in the Crimson Garuda video, or have you pronounced the Bay, that they have a silver Cobalt Drake, so an unpainted Cobalt Drake. Uh, but they didn't really talk about it too much. So I'm assuming that's what this first silhouette is. Uh, Not quite sure though. It would be a little annoying if they showed it off and then teased and like made you wait to figure out what it actually is with the silhouette if they're just going to show it off in a video and act like it's going to be anything special in Korokoro. I'm hoping it's something different. The blades do look different enough to where it could be something different. I'm hoping it's a Dragoon UX or something like that. It needs to be a left spinner so we can get that left winder launcher before the anniversary set comes out, so we won't have to buy that anniversary set because that anniversary set is still an absolute scam. Other than that, I'm hoping it's easy to get your hands on the silver Cobalt Drake because Cobalt Drake was pretty sure the first like new Bay that came out through the rare Bay get gotcha system that Beyblade has with their mainly in Asian countries, well only in Asian countries, where you can download the app and scan your purchases and use your Bay Battle Pass, which for Americans is just a cool addition. Or if you use a VPN, you can get the points. But other than that, uh, it's just nice that they're re-releasing that, and hopefully they'll do it for Aero Pegasus sooner rather than later, because Aero Pegasus is just a cool bay overall. They're both pretty okay. From what I see, people like using Drake more than Phoenix, and it's kind of just Phoenix-esque, and then Aero Pegasus is just overpowered overall. But over when it comes to the other release, we have absolutely no, like this person says, yeah, unicorn UX. It's asymmetrical, but I don't know. It's a circle. It's Silverwolf again. It's a circle, but I'm thinking it could be interesting. I'm sure they'll do something special with it. Not quite sure what it could be though. Hmm. I maybe a balance type. With all these upcoming releases, I'm just hoping for unique gimmicks and more specifically stuff that can change the meta a bit. Because recently I went to a tournament, yesterday even. This is being released after it. It was kind of just the same stuff when you got to the end. I got fourth. The one before that I got second because I mean I used Whale Wave. People weren't used to it, but it was kind of just the same three bays over out. I was using Silver Wolf. Obviously, it's new, so the people that got it imported in time were using Silver Wolf. I had fun with that. I had an interesting gimmick with it, but it couldn't beat Rod, and it wasn't limited format, so everyone was using Rod Ball. So I ran up with the Rod Free Ball just to try to adapt. So I'm hoping no matter what this release is or all the next new releases, I'm just hoping it'll shake things up a bit. So it's not the same releases all the time. Just coming out, same three. Rod, sometimes it's Whale and then Silver Wolf, or Rod, Whale, Tyranno Beat, Rod, Silver Wolf, Tyranno Beat. It's the same. I used Dragoon this time, but I mean, Dragoon can't beat Rod. It's not something it can do. And if, God forbid, you go against the one Rod attack uh, setup, you're gonna lose. So that's just my hopes. I'm probably going to use all three of these just to get a feeling of them. I'm most excited for Nightmare. Uh, and just because it's the best value out of all of these. If you're gonna get any of these, I'd specifically get the middle one here with Nightmare because you're getting a new bay, you're getting Talentera, and if you're in Japan, I would especially suggest getting it because Talentera is not over there. Uh, and then you get Tyranno Beat. I don't even have Tyranno Beat. Honestly, I could have won that tournament with Tyranno Beat. Because the problem I had is there was always one bay I was afraid to bring out. And that was Cobalt Dragoon because he's lighter and can't do a lot. I mean, if it's something like you're going against a Phoenix, you might get burst, but it's unlikely. You're probably going to outspin the motherfucker. But other than that, you also get Hell's Hammer in a cool new color, so that's going to be cool and a bunch of new bits. And so yeah, like Rubber Excel and a bunch of good bits. The only thing that's bad in the entire set is that we know is bad is probably Metal Spike, but that's just because it destroys your stadium. But yeah, that's coming up. So we'll have a video up for all those hopefully here soon. I saw that the Silver Wolf video didn't do too great, so I'm assuming it's just because it was a little bit over the 9-minute mark, and by that I mean it was damn near 11 minutes. So I'm guessing I just got to keep those below that amount of time, and everything should be all right. But yeah, if you go ahead and like, subscribe, maybe leave a comment down below, something constructive or destructive, whatever you really prefer. And go ahead and ring that notification bell if you want to see another one of these videos. And y'all, have a wonderful day.